Today, we are going to talk about one of the hottest topics. Which one has a better financial value, lab-grown diamonds or earth-mined diamonds? There definitely is a winner, and we're going to reveal it here today.
All right, so before we dive in, I just want to help you guys understand, and if you guys have been researching this, you'll find this. There is a marketing war that is going on between the mined diamond community and the lab-grown diamond community, and it kind of makes it very difficult because a lot of the information out there is biased. Now, we offer both, and we really want to use this video to kind of tackle this topic in a very authentic, transparent way. So in today's video, some of the things that we're going to cover is, so let's just start with mined diamonds. I mean, do mined diamonds hold their value, right? And we'll dive into that. After that, we'll also just go right into lab-grown diamonds and that question, how do they compare holding value related to that? When it comes to, if we're just talking about financial value, as we said, there is one option that we find is more superior than the other. We'll reveal that. And then we're going to end off with a safety net that we offer here at Engage that covers you regardless of whether you go with a mined or a grown stone. So let's dive in. So do mined diamonds hold their value? And before I answer that, let's just prep this up. So if anything should hold its value, it should be a diamond, right? I mean, it's the hardest substance on earth. You could spend your entire life wearing it, pass it down, it will be in the same condition as when you got it brand new. And so if anything holds its value, it should be a diamond. However, for 99% of diamonds, they do not hold their value, okay? It is an astounding no. And the simple reason why, it has nothing to do with the stone. It has to do with us, our feelings and emotions, our psychology behind it.
The number one reason why diamonds do not hold their value is because of the psychology behind it. The vast majority of us do not want to buy a diamond secondhand. I'd be willing to bet that if you are looking to get engaged and you're looking for a diamond right now, you're most likely not going on eBay or checking out pawn shops or any other kind of secondhand listing site because you don't want a secondhand diamond. You don't want someone else's no to be potentially their yes. And so for the people that do want a secondhand diamond, you've most likely got that garage sale mentality. So you're looking for the best deal.
Here's the one thing about this whole value question that comes up with diamonds in general is that it is a smoke fog. It is a marketing charade. And the reason why, this question often comes up all the time, but people do not do the due diligence to really find out if this is true or not anyways, okay? So think of the number one reason why people sell their diamond is not because, listen, like you have car troubles and you have this expense that comes up and you're like, oh my gosh, we gotta sell your ring and cover this expense. No.
And let me interrupt there. If you try to pawn your wife's ring because your car has broken down, that's the best way to end up in the doghouse.
True. So let's go to this. The number one reason why people usually are in a position to sell it is because of breakup. Think about it. So breakup, engagement ring, divorce. I don't think the last thing you're gonna do is you're not gonna ask your friend like, hey, how did you make out on your ring? You know, like, did you make money on it like you thought you were going to? Or how well did you do? Nobody asks that. Most people, if they're in that situation, they just wanna move on. I mean, they're not even thinking about it, right? The other thing too is a lot of people selling that ring is not necessarily the person that bought it. Maybe they received it, their partner. So again, that cost thing is not something that they're really hooked up on. So some studies have been done, but roughly, it sounds like with mined diamonds, if you're trying to sell it secondhand, on average, you can kind of expect almost like a 40% reduction or loss.
You know, I mean, I don't mean to beat you up, but it's just everything scares me to death. I'm getting 50% of what I was getting for diamonds. I'm getting. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, the prices have dropped that much on everything.
Losing more than that is not uncommon. It has more to do, I would say, it's not so much the stone, it has more to do with how well you negotiate maybe with your buyer, or if you're able to find someone that really wants what you have, that has a much bigger influence on what you're gonna get. Case in point, I mean, honestly, just look at classified ads, you'll probably find something like, pay $10,000, willing to part with it for $6,000, my loss, your gain. You're gonna kind of just see that all the time. The only one exception I'm gonna kind of put up, and it's a sliver of 1% of the mined diamonds that are out there that will hold, maybe even gain value, are like what I'll call like investment type diamonds, okay? So think of Natural pink diamonds, 90% of natural pink diamonds used to come from one mine called the Argyle mine in Australia, which is closed. They no more, right? And so really fine pinks, there's a good reality that we're not gonna see a lot of them maybe ever again. And so those kind of stones are so rare that if you get something so rare, it's gonna go up in value. But the people that are investing in those are the same people that might be investing in fine art. Think of like a Picasso, right? But for the vast majority of us, that's not what we're really thinking about.
What about lab-grown diamonds? Do lab-grown diamonds hold their value? Well, there's two ways to look at this. On one end, we can look at the resale value, and then the other end, we can look at will the prices drop?
So let's go to the resale value question. So can you sell your lab-grown diamond, resell it for something? And the simple answer is we're not 100% sure, okay? But here's the thing. The only reason anything has resale value is because there's a demand for it. The demand for lab-grown diamonds has been growing steadily, exponentially over the last few years, okay? And so there's definitely is a demand, but coming back to the number one reason why people sell them is they break up. And lab-grown diamonds have not been on the market long enough that there isn't enough supply out there, okay? So not to be pessimistic, but if you wait long enough, you're just gonna have a lot more people that break up, that get divorced, put them on the market. So there's gonna be some value, but we just don't know. There's not enough history yet. Like, are they gonna retain similar percentages like mine diamonds do? We don't know, but they will have some. The other question is an interesting one, the price drop, okay? So people will say something like, well, if we can grow them and they're just growing from carbon, like we can grow as many as we want, so isn't the value gonna basically make them worthless at some point? And that sounds good on theory, but the true answer is no. And here's some reasons why. So first, the main ingredient to growing a diamond is energy.
Energy is what makes things go, run, or happen.
You need a lot of energy to run these reactors. And really, unless you see the cost of energy come down dramatically, you're not really gonna see the cost of lab-grown diamonds coming down dramatically because of that. Secondly, if you're looking at the cost of a diamond that you're purchasing for an engagement ring, you gotta look at the breakdown, okay? So there's the raw material cost of the rough stone. There's other things like the cost of cutting the diamond, okay? So the cost of cutting a mined diamond and a grown diamond is basically the same, okay? And then from there, there's a percentage of that where it is a cost of the original rock, whether it was mined or grown. Now, you're gonna get to a point where the price of getting that raw material is gonna come down, 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 but you're not gonna get the same amount coming down on the end product because it's just kind of law of diminishing returns. One thing I do find interesting for me is that you see the price of grown diamonds come down dramatically. So 10, 15 years ago, they were a lot more expensive because there are very few people that were able to grow gem quality diamonds. Now they've come down a lot. One thing I find interesting is it's because of like the market pricing is actually working, like supply and demand. The demand has shot up like crazy over the last 6, 7, 8 years. Way more suppliers are growing them and the prices are coming down. On the flip side with mined diamonds, I find it interesting because the price doesn't come down, but it's more because it's controlled. The supply isn't like, it's not like everything that's being mined is being sold to you. It's controlled. They very slowly put the amount of raw stones that are available on the market. And so it's a very interesting argument that I definitely say is more of a marketing ploy.
Now let's get back to the financial value. When we ask the question, which one holds more financial value, lab-grown diamonds or natural earth mined diamonds? There is a clear winner. And the winner is lab-grown diamonds.
So here's the reason why, and we're gonna use a scenario to paint this out. So let's just say you got a budget to spend up to $10,000. Let's say $10,000 for a mined diamond. Okay, so you got the $10,000 mine, you're gonna get the exact same thing in a grown for, let's say but you could probably around $4,000. Let's play this out over a 5-year period. So you're gonna buy it for $10,000, something happens, whatever reason is, you wanna sell your mined diamond 5 years later, probably gonna sell it for around $6,000, okay? Average 40% loss, you lost $4,000. Let's play it with the grown. You bought the grown diamond for $4,000, you budgeted $10,000, so what you're gonna do with the 6, you're gonna invest it, okay? So you invest the difference with average market returns in 5 years, it's gonna pay for your diamond, okay? So one, you're gonna lose money, the other, you gain money. And that's why when it says only about financial value, the lab grown is superior to the mined.
So that brings us to the Engage safety net. Whether you get a lab-grown diamond or a natural earth mined diamond, we offer a lifetime trade-up. So what does that mean? That means that your diamond will retain 100% currency with us. It will never lose its value. My favorite part about the Engage trade-up policy is that you can switch from a lab to a natural to a lab. It really takes the pressure off because both diamonds, whether it's a lab, whether it's a natural, is going to retain 100% value with us. So we discussed it from a value perspective, but let's be real here. You purchase an engagement ring not from a value perspective. It's about your intention. It's about your sacrifice. It's about your gift to the one that you love. And you really want to consider, what would your partner love? So when you're ready, reach out to us and we'd be happy to start the conversation.